Descriptive word, your next project. What is a descriptive word? Well, it's a word that when you see it or hear it, it conjures up a visual image. And so I'm going to give you some examples of descriptive words and how you can render them in an artistic way. So here's a list of some words that we could say were descriptive. What I want you to think about is, how could you render these artistically, say to somebody who didn't speak English, but you want them to understand what the word means, okay? So could you write sharp in a way that it shows an image of something that is sharp? Maybe write the word so that it's coming to a point. Chipped. Could you write the word chipped and have it covered with little breaks or cracked lines or something? Decay, same thing. Frozen, how could you depict something that looks frozen that could make up the letters? Flat, rigid, speed, broken, moldy. These are all words that could be painted or drawn or whatever in a way that you'd say, ooh, I know that's moldy because I can see the mold all over the letters. Now, what this requires is that each letter is depicted in the same way. An example, years ago a student did Band-Aid, and they drew a Band-Aid in between band and aid. Well, that doesn't work because that was not part of the actual words, the letters. But they went back and they did the entire word as put together by Band-Aids. And so now that works. So let me show you a couple of ideas. I'll show you what is a prop that doesn't work, and then I'll show you some examples. Okay, let me show you an example of something that doesn't work, but something that might. Okay, so here we have the word Mexico. Now, if you were to write this up and you decide, I'm going to put a sombrero on the end, that does not work. That is not part of the letters. It's what we call a prop. And so you do that, you're not going to get a good grade. So how can we turn Mexico into something where the words themselves tell you what it is? Well, I grew up in San Diego area. We had a huge Hispanic population. And so when you went to some of the Hispanic stores, Mexican stores, and things like that, they'd always have posters announcing dances or concerts or things like this. And they always had the same color scheme on the posters. And that was that the top was green, and the middle was white, the bottom was red. And so if I were to do that, where I color in the top of all the letters with green, all the way across. And of course, you'd want to do it neater. Okay. And then I come across the bottom and do the same thing in red. So why would this work? It works because this is representative of the flag of Mexico. Their flag is green, white, red. So when you just tilt the flag this way, that's where you get the colors. So this would work because all of the letters are involved and there aren't any little pictures and things like that. Okay? So let's look at some other examples. Okay, this is some student work. Now, this was actually done on sketch paper with colored pencils. We are going to do everything on watercolor paper with watercolors. But here we have fade. I thought that was quite nice. Here's fire. Shatter. Okay, so the words are being shattered. Cut. Okay, not bad. Okay, can you read what that says? Okay, illiterate. Very nice. Okay, and then I did a couple of examples. This is the watercolor paper that you're going to use. It's the smaller sheets. And so here's balance. And so the words create a balance beam, a balance scale. This is, I'll show you the process here. I wrote out the words, and then I did the background. And there we have melting. Okay, now here's another shatter. Now, does this work? It's really, really nice. I like it. But the shattered mark on the upper right-hand side, that's a prop. It's not part of the words. So unfortunately, as nice as this is, they wouldn't get the full credit as far as grade. So now your challenge is to write down a list of words, come up with something that you think you can depict artistically, and then remember, you can't use the examples that I showed you. So I don't want to see a lot of Mexicos in green and red. Come up with your own ideas, okay? And everything's going to be done in watercolor, so have fun with that.